I will start sharing my screen. Okay. Okay. So thank you everyone for inviting me here to speak to you. It's an honor for me. I'd like to start. I'd like to tell you about doing business in Russia, about market opportunities, and about services that I'm competent in.
Hai kakak-kakak semua, jangan lupa untuk subscribe channel Big Indonesia Official. Subscribe itu gratis kok, dan dukung selalu channel yang bermanfaat ini. Klik like, share, supaya pahala tampan banyak. Stay tune terus guys.
First, a few words about myself. I have a bachelor degree from Higher School of Economics from Moscow. I have studied in Seoul, South Korea, also in France. I studied in business school, and currently I'm studying in Hangzhou Innovations and Entrepreneurship at Zhejiang University. I have maybe not the biggest working experience, but I have worked in different industries. I've worked in medical startup as a localization manager. I worked in the big resource company Shebin Kareli, where I was a business analyst, and I created a business plan for more than $10 million capex. And I worked in an international consulting company, PricewaterhouseCoopers, as a consultant. And after that, I was focusing on in e-commerce industry, and I created my own companies and startup. And currently, I'm CEO of EasyWeb. This is e-commerce services company. I will tell you later about that. So I'm competent in e-commerce, startups, strategic management, and venture capital. And if you have any questions, I can ask you, I can tell you or discuss any topic in this sphere. So let's move next. For those who don't know what is Russia, Russia is one of the biggest countries. It's the biggest country by the land. The economy of Russia is upper middle income, mixed, and it's transition economy. It's very emerged market because it was after fall of Soviet Union in 90s, country was developing very fast, and new capital markets emerged. And it's the fifth largest national economy in Europe, and also fifth largest country by purchasing power parity, which means actually that the country has maybe it's not having the best economy, but it's having a big purchase power. And GDP is more than it's more than $1,000 trillion, and population is more than 140 million people. It has its own currency. And what is very interesting fact is that Russia is the fourth country in the world in terms of number of USD dollar billionaires. We have 102 billionaires in Russia, and it's a big amount for a country which is not in the first line of economies. I know that Vishnu is an expert in export and import in things, so I added here the information, brief information about the export and import products in Russia, which are famous one. Of course, Russia is the most active country in exporting resources such as oil, such as commodities and coal, while importing quite technological products with big value added price. And some of them are machinery, nuclear reactors, electrical equipment, vehicles, pharmaceuticals, and plastics. But there are also a big market for also a big market for importing products in other segments. But these are the five most expensive segments in export-import. Let me tell you about opportunities. I think it's the most interesting part here. Since Russia is emerging market, it was previously Soviet Union. It has a very big amount of partners and amount of countries who were like 30 years ago, it was one country, but now it's around 15 different countries. But actually, if you are doing business in Russia, you still having access to all of these countries. It means that if you are doing business in Russia, you have an office in Moscow, you can easily go and do some business in Kazakhstan, or you can do some easily business in Belarus. So you have access to the market, which is 2 times more than market of Russia, and the actual size of this market is around 300 million people. Also, main opportunities on macro level is a big population of the market that you have access to. The second important is the spending capacity. Russia is not officially a country of middle income, but if you are targeting big cities in Russia, you're having audience with a big spending capacity, which are easily called middle income families and audiences. And what is also interesting opportunity of doing business in Russia, that you have a big access to different resources. If you have any kind of scheme that how you can use these natural resources in creating something with adding value margin, you can easily create very capital intensive project or business in Russia. Also, there are some socio-economic factors that are really important to notice. First, Russia is a young market economy. It means that there are not a lot of competitors in some particular industries. It's already getting more and more mature, but it's still not as mature as markets in United Nations, in United States. And it means that there are a lot of opportunities on these markets because not all the niches are already taken. Second important opportunity is the regulatory environment. It doesn't mean that regulatory environment is very good in Russia. It means that if you're doing business, there are a lot of schemes, a lot of ways how you can use actual law and benefit from it. I mean, a lot of schemes for tax avoidance, a lot of different strategy and tactics, how to avoid some regulatory laws and different stuff like that. So basically, it's much easier to do business in Russia than in European Union in terms of laws and regulations. And this is very important when you start in business. And labor cost and access to it is very good and prominent in Russia because it has one of the most cheapest labor cost in the region, and there are a lot of countries around Russia which have a much bigger labor cost, and the dark market of labor is also huge, and it's I will tell about it later. And also, it's important to notice that Russia, there is a famous rating about ease of doing business in some different countries. It's created by World Bank, and in 2019, Russia was named as the 28th place in the world by ease of doing business, while just 6 years ago, it was on the 64th place. So it jumped in the 30th place up and it became much better in terms of doing business. You can see here in the right corner, the trending line is very good. It means that the environment for doing business is getting better and better every year. I also need to say that Russia is a part of Eurasian Economic Union, which is a union different countries, not only past Soviet countries, also China is in this partnership. Turkey, Iran, Serbia, Moldova, Israel. So there are a lot of countries, and the total population of them is I'm sorry, I have a wrong number. I think population of together they have a population of more than 1 billion people, because of China, of course, and it's a huge market. And Russia have a free trade agreement with most of these countries. It means that if you set up company or you set up business and you want to trade with on a serious level, not on B2B, not on B2C, but on B2B level, you can have free trade and very good regulatory options to trade commodities or products or anything. So it's very good if you don't have access to these markets yet. You can potentially have them in future if you set business in Russia. Also, I need to say about features of doing business in Russia. I would say, first of all, there are three main features that are really special in Russia. First of all, is inequality. By inequality, I mean that incomes of Russians, they can be different many times, even in same cities, but sometimes it's a regional topic. For example, on the right side, there is a GDP by regions map, which show in which region of Russia how much money GDP is contained. And we can see that the red it means that GDP of region is very, very small, while green one means that the GDP is very, very big. And if you see the two black dots, they mean Moscow and St. Petersburg. These are two main cities in Russia, and of course they have a huge GDP, while some regions they have a very, very small, and it means that the salaries, the purchasing power, everything is small in these red regions. And this is very specific thing about Russia. Also, there is a huge hidden economy, which means that a lot of people, they are not officially working in companies, and they are working and they're getting their income, their salary by cash and the paper pockets, and the economy cannot calculate amount of these people. It's very huge amount of these people in Russia, because also of nearest countries, a lot of immigrants, and the hidden economy can be a big, it's both good for some company, and both it can be disaster for local economy. And as third one, very important feature is relations economy. It's something special that was not really, that you will never hear about Russia when you will speak to officials or when you will read about Russia, because nobody really talks about it. I think it's the most valuable insight you can get during this webinar, because in Russia, personal contacts, personal relations in business, in public administration, everywhere is super important. It just Ernst & Young consulting company report that asked business of international business what tools of communication between business and government works best in Russia. And what they say, 75% of people say it's personal contacts. And it's absolutely true. If you have contacts in different segments in Russia, you can do good. If you don't have anyone, if you just enter market without knowing particular people, without knowing rules in this specific market, you will fail. It's absolutely, there are no other way. It's very important to understand specifics and features of particular market, and especially when you contact with, if you're going into the big level, if you're working about big capital markets, then you have to know for sure that you know important people in this market. Otherwise, you probably will fail. this is how it works. Also, this is the reason why there is a corruption perception index by famous organization, Transparency International. They calculate the corruption perception index, which says which countries think okay about corruption, which countries think no, it's not possible to do corruption. So red countries means that corruption is okay. It means that people in the business, in the authorities, they can work with corruption. They maybe fight with it, but it's existing, and people opinion about corruption is okay. So for example, in the United States or European Union, it's impossible to do something like personal relations, corruption and stuff only on highest levels. While in Russia, it's still possible. And if you do business here, you will see a lot of examples of how personal contacts means everything. I think it was several most important insights about doing business in Russia. And I also would like to tell you about e-commerce trend in Russia, currently going on. I think you all know what is e-commerce. It's online trade, all kind of online store, marketplaces. So what I would like to say first, Russia is not really Asian country. It's more like European country. While it's not that much technologically advanced as many of Asian countries, it became very online and online oriented during past couple of years. And during 2020, during COVID-19, it was a huge transformation in online sector, in e-commerce, in delivery of everything, including food delivery, which was booming during epidemic conditions, and sharing economy. So currently in Russia, in all markets and all segments, there are going important transformation of business. Like 75% of companies, they're telling that they're already working online, or they're trying to digitize their business models. And it resulted in expected e-commerce growth around 20% in Russia during 2020. And maybe it will become a leader in the region of Eurasia by some years, because current level of acceleration of this industry is very high. And definitely it's new opportunities for different companies, including local and foreign companies, because if e-commerce industry is growing, it means that you have more options to trade, to make cross-border e-commerce and trade within other countries. So yeah, I'd like to tell you about cross-border e-commerce and the services of my company, EasyWeb, where we are doing online stores and e-commerce infrastructure for business. So how it started, I was working in e-commerce and in consulting, and I had a lot of clients and people who were working in the different retail and clothing and fashion and product companies, but they were all offline. And I saw big potential in them if they will try to go online. So what I was working in is creating a tech platform for online cross-border trade that could give access for these offline companies to enter new markets like United States, European Union, Asian countries, and all of that just in very short period of time and with a small budget. So I have created a huge methodology, hired a team, and now we are conducting different services for e-commerce, for those companies who don't have online trade but they want to do. We create for them e-commerce platforms, infrastructure, including payment, delivery, management of these e-commerce channels. We create mobile development. We create mobile apps for our customers who want to expand on the market and they want to sell products in a very specific way. And we also do marketing and social media management for our clients who want to promote themselves, or they are entering market and they're looking for market product fit. And also we do e-commerce management. If our clients or customers, they want to have support in their current e-commerce channels, or how their online store works, or maybe they want to promote their company to new marketplace like Alibaba or Amazon, we help them as well. And since 2 years, we are already launched more than 20 companies, 20 online e-commerce projects with more than 9 countries, including United States, Russia, and European Union. And yeah, we create design and branding, and we create infrastructure. And our clients are doing business wherever they want. It's just how to say, it's just a question of their ambitions. If you have ambitions to enter new markets, you will find a way how to do it. And we are helping some such clients like that who have ambitions to enter new markets. That's all for my speech today. My name is Daniel Andreev. Here is my email. If you have any questions, or you want to ask me about something, or you want to discuss with me startups or e-commerce or Russian market, feel free to write me. I'm answering. Also, I can have like questions and answers sessions. If you want to ask something, you can ask right now.
Then I think we have a question through chat.
Okay, I can answer.
Yeah. This is from Yana Saptiana. She asks about, is it good to sell brown sugar in Russia?
Well, I think I'm not expert in brown sugar, especially I'm not expert in selling imported brown sugar in Russia. This market may have specifics and features, and if you are really interested in doing it, I recommend you to conduct market research first, to identify the market of brown sugar and how it sells, and what are the rules of this market. Maybe if you're not confident about how you can do it by yourself, you can hire experts to do market research. But anyways, I recommend you to try to create professional research about that.
Yeah. But what about the taste of Russian for brown sugar? Do they like brown sugar?
I think personally as a consumer, I can say yes, I also consume brown sugar. It's quite popular. It's always more expensive than white sugar, because it's how to say, associated with the high quality and premium. And brown sugar is represented by premium brands in Russia.
Okay. So the trend is good, right, for brown sugar, because it's near to organic sugar than the white sugar, right?
Yeah. But I'm not expert. I'm repeating. It's better to do expert market research.
Okay. I think that's answer your question, Yana Saptiana. Okay, this is another question from Novi FH. How big is the opportunity for eco-friendly handicrafts like rattan in Russia?
I'm sorry, what is rattan?
Yes, rattan is wood. It's
okay. Wood. Okay, yeah. I got it. I think that eco-friendly products are a really big trend right now in Russia, because when people realize that they can buy you know, different products, but they don't have any specific thing. They don't have any, you know, special feature. The people prefer to buy eco-friendly, and it's you can get a premium price for eco-friendly. But I should say that this market is already existing in Russia, so it's a big market of rattan, and maybe you have to do research again about how big is this market, who are competitors, and how competitive is this market, because I believe that this is a very competitive market.
Yeah. So I think in the most of European country, and now it's include Russia, eco-friendly product is good trends, right? Because, you know, they're avoiding a lot of waste appears in their country. So
Yeah.
they avoid having waste of, let's say, chairs, beds, or everything from plastic, from steels. So that's why they prefer the eco-friendly materials like rattan woods.
Yeah. Also, these companies who work with eco-friendly products, they can get government support because of this eco-friendly. If they can prove that their product is making better some industry, or they will place this product in some government related areas, this company can get support from government, like subsidiary and investment.
Okay, I think that's answer your question, Novi. Okay, we have another question from Henny Fitriani. So how about the opportunity on selling the services, like accounting service for SME or trainer or informal education?
Okay, that's a good question. I think that there is a huge market in Russia of services like accounting, small and medium enterprise management, and education. But this should be how to say. You should understand how market is working. It's in Russia. It's a big freelance market. It means that there are big platforms for people who are doing freelance. So they are doing accounting or web design, or they do graphics or painting. They do it fully online, and there is a big market for that in Russia. But they have how to say, all the customers in this market, they need job to be done in Russian. So I may guess that the language problem will be the main problem in this market for you,
Yeah,
if you enter
right.
market of Russia. But if you can do some technical job like software engineering, or you can do web design and you speak English, then you have opportunities to work with intermediaries. Like we are, my company, we have workers, we have team in remote places all around the world. We have even some people who are working from Turkey, Egypt, and Ukraine, and they not all of them they speak Russian, but they can do some good English, and they can do some specific technical job which not require speaking or writing on Russian. So they can do it because their labor cost is a little bit cheaper than in Russia. If you are sure that your labor cost is cheaper than in Russia and you can speak good English, you can potentially come to this market.
Okay. So the market is open for services, right?
Yes, the market is open. It's only matters your labor cost, like how much dollars you want per 1 hour, and your language skills. Other things are not that important.
Okay, Henny, I think that's answered your question. So you have to prepare your competitive price and language. But if you have that both, you can keep going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, anyone still have a questions? You can ask directly. You can push the button of your unmute. Okay. She want to have your contact.
Yeah, I will send my contact to Vishnu, or I can write it in the chat. How's better? I think you can ask Vishnu or someone else. I will send them my contacts if you have any questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel
But
free
then
to.
have Instagram, so you can follow his Instagram.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Is in Jakarta now is 9 almost 30 p.m. So if you guys have no questions,
masih ada pertanyaan tadi dari Indah Pratiwi belum dibacakan.
Indah Pratiwi. Oh, okay. Okay, one last question. Okay, from Indah Pratiwi. Which Indonesian product there are most popular or viral in Russia?
Well, that's a good question. For me personally, famous product of Indonesia is famous beauty of your country. I mean, traveling. This is the best famous thing about Indonesia, which all Russian people know. It's traveling. Russian people, they love Bali. They love travel to Indonesia. It's very specific place for them, and this is the main famous product sold in Russia. I think tourism to Indonesia. But
tourism is popular, very popular.
Yes, yes. As for
what about products?
Yeah,
maybe you found some Indonesian product in your mini shop near your homes or in supermarkets.
I don't think that there are a lot of products in supermarkets from Indonesia because, you know, the logistics is very expensive, and supermarkets, they only allow big brands to enter them. So it's not really something like common or regular products in Russia from Indonesia. But I have heard about coffee, famous coffee products. Vishnu, you have gifted me 1 pack of this beautiful coffee, but that was really nice.
Luwak coffee.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think it's a famous story in Russia and in many other places. So I think it's a premium and expensive and very exciting story. So people they tend to buy products from other countries if they have a famous brand, or rather they have a very good storytelling. So they have good story behind the product, and this coffee is something like that.
Yeah. So for product is coffee very popular in Russia because Russian people is like for drink coffee, right?
Yeah, they like.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's answered your question, Indrapat TV, and that's we still have one more question. Is it fine for you? It's from Muhammad Idrus. He asks about what products are less sold in Russia but are often used.
Less sold but often used.
Yeah.
That's a good question for me, to be honest. I'm
That's a hard question.
Yeah, That's hard question for me to understand, really. Can you please specify the question? What do you mean by less salt?
I mean, maybe the selling is very less, but it is often to use. So we can say the demand is high, but yeah, but the supply is less.
Okay. Well, that's a good question. I'm not the big how to say expert in Russian retail market. I'm more about e-commerce, but online stores and stuff. But I think there are a lot of particular niches with some specific products. They're always, as I told before, the product with big demand, which don't have a big supply. These are usually very premium, very rare products like special brands from Asia or from Europe, or it could be a storytelling product, something like hype product. If you know what is hype, like when there is something like virus video or virus product in the internet, and then promoters, they start doing like pre-sale, and they say that it's limited in sale. So it's more about how you promote the product rather than how it's demanded. And I think there are a lot of product in every niche, and if you are good in promotion and marketing strategy, you can make demand by yourself. You just will promote it well, say that this product is rare and this is some special essential product, and people will buy it. The demand will grow. So it's all about marketing, I guess.
Okay, okay. So if you promote your product very good, then people will buy it. And
yeah,
you need storytelling inside the products, right? So people are encouraged to buy the products.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like Peluang and its facts that it is from seafood. Okay, I think that's the final questions because we have sorry, there's Faisal Ridwan. Okay, everyone, I think this is last question because I have mentioned it before. But
yeah,
I think it is easy for you to answer. Is there a difference between the online sales system in Russia and in Indonesia?
Yeah, so I will say, of course, it's a big difference. First, yeah, I will say I'm not an expert of Indonesian market. I'm expert of Russian market. I also have experience working in United Nations and United States online market, and I can say that they have some similar things. But if we talk about Asian markets, about Indonesia, about China, about South Korea, each country have very specific way. Each country have very specific communication tools, specific specific proportion of marketing channels. So I guess that maybe basics of marketing, like main important marketing rules, they are same everywhere. But what tools do you use to promote your products, and what ways are more efficient to catch your client, to catch your customer? They are definitely different in every country. So I would not say that these countries are similar. I would not say also that they are very, very different, because I have no experience in Indonesian market. But I can say that if I would learn more about, if I do research, I can answer your question, but not today, definitely. I have to make my own research about that.
Okay, okay. Okay, thank you. I think that's answer your question from, who's that? Faisal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vishnu, I would love to answer all other questions. You can give my email to some people if they will need to ask something. I also have to go. Thank you all for your time. Thank you for inviting me. It was an honor for me to talk to you. That's
Thank
it.
you for Daniel. See you
Bye bye.
again.
Bye bye.